Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me.
Hi there. So, as expected, Samantha has waited until the excitement of the podcast has died down before she, of course, with her need for attention, has decided to comment on what Megsy's up to. But her latest stunt, this one just takes the cake. I mean, I can't even believe it. So whether it's because Dan Wooten is on vacation or whether there has been a bit of a stepping back by Dan Wooten and Lady C from the Markle clan, I don't know which it is. But because of that, apparently nobody else wanted to talk to Samantha. And so Samantha had to ask one of her little YouTube channels to do a video about her, to put her into the news about a story that she commented on a month ago. But, you know, she needs to get the attention because Megan's getting attention. So Samantha must get attention. So someone has to do a story. Now, I am very curious why it is and who it was that canceled Samantha's interview a week and a half ago, a week or so ago, that she was supposed to do with Lady Letitia. If anybody knows the details of that, please let me know down in the comments. But let's get into this article / video that Samantha just had to get out there, I guess. Now, for one thing, I find this whole thing to be very odd. So even this initial article, why it's an article in the first place, I'm not really clear on. So everyone is saying the same thing about Meghan Markle's crown after new post. Royal fans all had the same thing to say after spotting a crown on Meghan Markle's monogram. And this article came from March 20th. Now, the part that I don't really understand is that Meghan and Harry got these ciphers in 2018, and we've seen her use it before. I understand that originally they had the joint H and M with the coronet on top, but it was in 2018 that she also got the one that was separate for her, that was just the M with the coronet on top. And more than that, we've seen her use this many times on her official stationery. So I'm not really sure why any of this was newsworthy in the first place. So then, for Samantha to come out and comment on it, I mean, it's just so ludicrous. But apparently, someone had this, and this was from March 20th. March 20th. So it was on March 20th, when the article came out, that someone posted the article on X. And apparently, Samantha got into a debate with them. Now, normally I would say, oh, maybe it's just a content creator just looking for content. You know, oh, it's just random. Haha, interesting. They're just, going back into the archives to find something interesting. No. In this particular case, I do not believe that. Why? Well, because Steph has already shown us that she will do what Samantha tells her to do. She will do Samantha's bidding. She did the entire live stream at Samantha's bidding, as they told us, by placing the quote onto the screen, the chat onto the screen, saying, tell everyone how upset Samantha is. So no, I do not believe that this was just a coincidence. I believe that Samantha told Steph to do this, or told Steph, I really need something. I need something to be out there. Or would you do this for me? Because I really think this needs to be spoken of. Whatever it is. I don't know what goes on between them, and I don't know what they do, but I will never believe anything other than Samantha instigated this. Now, that is my opinion. You are free to form your own conclusion by doing your own research, but I am sharing with you how I feel about this. Now, having said that, while I do certainly enjoy pointing out and laughing at Samantha's desperate need for attention, the bigger issue that I have with this is whoever it was that made the choice that this was going to be what they were going to comment or how they were going to fill the space, what they chose is something where, once again, Samantha is misrepresenting the Constitution. So now you have Samantha and Steph misrepresenting the Constitution. And this is why Samantha needs to get her facts straight before she goes out on X or asks YouTubers to continue to misrepresent the Constitution. People are under the confused guideline that Samantha is some sort of expert on the Constitution. She's not. She's far from it. And since she's not an expert on the Constitution, when you quote her, if you don't know what you're talking about, you're making a mistake, and you become the one that's misrepresenting the Constitution. And in this case, that's Steph. So this ridiculous article, it's the one where I guess an influencer, one of, the squatty influencers, said, oh no, she's so frightened by whatever nonsense it is, with people causing trouble for Megan or this or that. And Megan reached out to her out of the goodness of her heart and sent her a handwritten note. Dear Amanda, I heard you were feeling scared. Don't be. This is the fun part. Let's enjoy it. As ever, Megan. And anyone who believes that this was anything other than a publicity stunt, please be sure to email me, because I have got a bridge off Manhattan that I could sell to you real cheap. I promise. Sucker born every minute. Meghan Markle has sparked outrage after royal fans have spotted a crown in the U.S. influencer's surprising new post. After expressing her opinion that Meghan did not appear authentic in her Netflix series With Love, Meghan, influencer Amanda Hirsch received a personalized, handwritten message from the Duchess of Sussex. Following the release of Meghan's series, Amanda took to social media to share, "You guys, I'm scared for Meghan." After being made aware of Amanda's post, Meghan decided to send her a note, which read, and I already read it too, we certainly don't need to hear that again. As well as fans and celebrities, Meghan's father, Thomas Markle, also branded his estranged daughter as inauthentic after the release of her new series. The pair have not spoken since before Meghan married Prince Harry in 2018. And what the hell that has anything to do with the cipher or the handwritten note? I have no idea. But speaking to the Mail, he said everything she says is pre-planned and rehearsed. So that's when, and there's more, but they go off onto a tangent about Thomas Markle, when that had nothing to do with the article, had nothing to do with the letter, it had nothing to do with the monogram, but whatever. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is Samantha's reaction over on Twitter. So when someone adds the tweet, Samantha, of course, has to pipe in. And she's an American citizen. Like, I cannot even begin to tell you how often the irony bus is going to roll its way right through this tweet. We don't do royalty in America, so the crown is actually ridiculous. Well, we don't do royalty, but American citizens are able to have titles, and your sister is one of them. I think that after 6 years, it's about time you dealt with that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. And just in my opinion, shows a desperate attempt, talk about desperate, to elevate herself. Yeah, she thinks she's being funny there using Meghan's word, but it just looks pathetic, above normal Americans. After violating the Constitution and using her title to interfere in American politics, no! Meghan is an American citizen. Meghan herself can interfere in American politics in any legal way she wants because she's an American citizen. Now, should she use her title to influence elections? No, not morally, but legally, She's allowed to say, "Hi, I'm Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and I think you should vote for Kamala Harris." Meghan is perfectly allowed to say that. Harry is not. Meghan is. She has free speech, and she has a title. So she is allowed to say, "Hi, I'm Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Vote for Kamala. Vote for Joe Biden. Vote for Gavin Newsom." She can do that. She's an American citizen, and she is entitled to the same free speech rights that Samantha has. So she has not violated the Constitution, and she's allowed to use her title whenever she wants. It's Harry that can't. Archwell working to end this information, which is censorship. I don't even know what the heck that sentence is supposed to mean. I think she has a lot of nerve trying to play both sides of the pond. Oh my goodness, Samantha loves that phrase. Whoever taught Samantha the phrase, both sides of the pond, I really wish you hadn't. And I'm guessing it was Dan Wooten, because she overuses it ad nauseum. She's not a royal anymore in the authorized working royal sense. Yeah, but she still has a title, you see. And even if there was some question about whether or not she has a title, I'm pretty sure Samantha has nothing whatsoever to do with whether or not Meghan can use it. I mean, I'm just going off, crazy thoughts there. We don't do royalty in America. No, we don't create royals in America. But that doesn't mean you cannot be an American citizen and have a royal title. It does not mean that you cannot be an American citizen and say, "Hi, I'm Meghan, Duchess of Sussex." She's allowed to do that. The fact that Samantha thinks she isn't, and that's bad enough, because, people have been telling her for 6 years how wrong she is. But the fact that not only does Samantha think that, she puts it out there on X, and then she has her pet YouTube channel flaunt it. And Steph, as a British citizen, probably doesn't know that this entire post is wrong. It's inaccurate. It's misinformation. Samantha can say it. She looks foolish when she does, but she's allowed to say it. She has free speech, just like me and Meghan. But for Steph to go ahead and repeat this misinformation and not point it out as such is irresponsible, especially as a British citizen. Because as a British citizen, if you don't know the U.S. Constitution, please don't talk about it. Please. Thank you. We don't do royalty in America. I don't see how in her mind she thinks she is a royal, because she is a royal. She has a title. She's married to a prince. Until something along those lines change, until one of those statuses change, she is entitled. And just like you and me, Samantha, she's got free speech. She can do it if she wants. I really hope that I'm getting the point across and explaining properly why this is not only inappropriate for Samantha, but especially for Steph. And believe it or not, it gets worse. And I want to stress, Samantha's allowed to believe this. She's wrong, and it's misinformation, but she's entitled to do it. I mean, rock on. What I have a problem with is that she's doing it and then having someone advertise it and put it out there even further. Because now, not only is Samantha spreading misinformation, but then she is implicating Steph in it, and Steph is forwarding on misinformation. I mean, it's just so irresponsible. But let's go on to the second one. Well, I've sort of immersed myself in a new role in that, yes, I might be her sister, but more than anything, I'm an American. Yes, Samantha, you are an American, but you're an American who doesn't know what you're talking about. And I really take issue with the abuse of the Constitution using royal titles. Yes, but Meghan hasn't done that. Harry, if he involved himself in any sort of influencing of the election as a prince with a royal title, he would have been abusing the title, and influencing the elections improperly. Meghan, as an American citizen, as long as she stays within legal guidelines of an election, she can do whatever a typical American citizen can do and say her name, even if it's a title. It's a big deal. It's not a big deal. That's why the Constitution prohibits royal titles. No, Samantha. The Constitution does not prohibit an American citizen from having a royal title. Just the opposite. All it says is, and I can't believe I have to go back to this again, I have never spoken so much about the emoluments clause in my life. When you're dealing with constitutional law, the very important thing is anything that has not actually been brought in front of the Supreme Court and the constitutionality of it judged, which is the case with the emoluments clause, it has never been contested and put for judicial review. You have to take the letter of the Constitution. You have to go by what it says. You can't add what we as Americans may want it to say. We can't add into it what we think it means with our interpretation. We have to go by the letter of it because it has never been judged. It is the Supreme Court of the United States' job to judge and to analyze and to interpret the law. Unless the Supreme Court does that, we have to go by the letter of it. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States. The United States government shall never make anyone a titled noble. And no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of the Congress, accept any present, emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. So that means unless Meghan holds an office of profit or trust, at that time, when she is holding that office, she cannot accept a title. That is it, except if she has the consent of Congress. Now, because when Meghan received the title from the Queen or from Harry, I don't know how that works when it's the wife of. I guess it's from Harry. When she receives that title that was a gift to Harry by the Queen, when he received that and she, as his wife, also received it, she was not holding any office. So she was able to accept that title without any further questions or anything else. She did not have to renounce her citizenship. She was allowed to accept that title. And had she been, say, President of the United States at the time that she chose to marry Harry, God forbid, then she would have still been able to accept that title if Congress said it was okay, which they wouldn't have, but she could have. That is all the emoluments clause says. Now, please, Samantha, tell me, where in there does it say that Meghan, as an American citizen with a title from the UK, cannot discuss the election? Because I don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see it. Well, Harry worked with the Aspen Institute, and their goal is to censor free speech. Well, funny, Samantha, because that was once your goal, too, until it became Meghan's goal. That is no secret or conspiracy theory, and he publicly said our First Amendment is bonkers, as he conveniently uses it to his advantage, though. All of which I would agree with, but also none of which is illegal. He is allowed to discuss the First Amendment because guess what? When he is in the United States, he too is covered by said amendment, and he can say it's bonkers. Is he wrong? Yes. Is he hypocritical? Yes. Because he wouldn't be able to say that the First Amendment is bonkers if he didn't have the protection of the First Amendment. Is it rude for him as a guest in our country to do that? Yes. Is it rude for him as the son of the head of state of the United Kingdom for him to say that. Yes, but it's not illegal. And that's what Samantha just cannot seem to understand. If she were to stop talking nonsense and actually listen to someone who's trying to help her and tell her you're getting it wrong, she could have presented the exact same complaint had she phrased it all differently. Instead of, this is against the Constitution, why not say, hey, listen, Harry, as a guest in our country, why is he doing this? It's not right for him to do this. She would have been fine then. No misinformation there. Unfortunately, the problem is she really wants to attack her sister. And her sister isn't doing anything illegal. Remember, all of the Markles have one thing in common. They believe rules for thee, but not for me. So, just like Meghan, Samantha believes that she is entitled to say whatever she wants, but no one else is. And so she can't seem to accept the fact that her sister has the right to free speech also. And her sister, as an American citizen, has a right to vote. And her sister happens to be someone that people know. And so if she wants to say, this is who I'm voting for, and people listen to her, that's within her rights as an American citizen. Now, if Samantha knows that her sister is not actually an American citizen, and she wants to tell us some reason why Meghan wouldn't have that right, then by all means, Samantha, we're all ears. Because until you say something like that, you need to stop accusing her of breaking the law when she's not. Now, since I have your attention, there are a couple other things that are worth, discussing. I'm sort of trying to spread my videos out a little bit more to help the algorithm, and so to do that, I'm doing fewer videos, but I want to make each of them a little bit longer, I guess. But this is something else that's coming up, and it was actually, I believe, also a part of Steph, the Alter Nerds podcast, that one video, but I didn't cover it because it didn't involve Samantha. But it's the idea that Meghan is taking Catherine's kids' clothes and marketing them on her site. And here's what I don't get. The people that are most upset by this are people who are fans of the royals. Why the hell are they still getting upset? The royals don't care. The royals aren't upset by what Meghan does. And the king isn't going to stop it. So why shouldn't Meghan do it? Like, the very people that are enabling Meghan to continue by not expecting better from the royal family are the ones complaining the loudest. I mean, she's not marketing the kids. She's put clothes on her website. The people who are marketing the kids are the ones who are saying, look, these are the clothes that Catherine's kids, George and Charlotte, wore. They're the ones marketing the kids. Meghan didn't. Meghan just put clothes on a website. She's allowed to do that. I don't understand why people are getting upset at this, but not getting upset over the fact that the King, William, Princess Catherine, they don't have a problem with it because they're not putting a stop to it. I mean, to me personally, this isn't Meghan's fault. She's being enabled. And I'm more upset by the people who are enabling her than I am with her. But that's just me. Royal Insider sets the record straight on Prince Harry's row with Princess Eugenie. A source close to Prince Harry have responded to claims he cut Princess Eugenie loose after she was photographed with Piers Morgan. And I guess whatever it was, Piers went on TV and said Harry went ballistic. Well, I mean, honestly, Piers was baiting Harry, and Harry apparently fell for it because he felt the need to comment on it. Piers Morgan claimed they fell out after he was pictured hugging Eugenie. The outspoken broadcaster claimed on a recent episode of his show, Uncensored, that the Duke of Sussex went completely ballistic after the princess was pictured socializing with him. Harry's response was understood to be because of Mr. Morgan's repeated criticism of the Sussexes, especially his wife Meghan Markle. See, so what Harry did here is he actually admitted, yes, I did go ballistic. But now a source has told People magazine that the rumors of a rift between the cousins is entirely untrue. Well, I feel better. How about you? They said the Duke remains close to Princess Eugenie. They always have and always will be. Oh, well, then it's all settled. And I guarantee somewhere in this article it's going to say something along the lines of Princess Eugenie has a home in Portugal, which, by the way, her husband is selling these wonderful lakeside or oceanside estates. Because all these articles, that's all they really are. They're just advertisements. So let's see what else we got. I got like 2 more for you. Lesser known royals telling move for Prince William and Prince Harry at key event. Peter Phillips was the quiet peacemaker at Prince Philip's funeral on April 17th, 2021. And this is obviously out April 17th, 2025. I understand they wanted to, bring up a reminder that this is when Prince Philip died. But really, this is quite the reach. April 2021, the world watched as the royal family came together to bid farewell to Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, in a scaled-down ceremony at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. Amid the symbolic procession, one detail that caught the attention of royal fans was the positioning of the late Queen's grandsons, William, Harry, and their cousin, Peter Phillips. Now, how many of you noticed that at the time? Because I'm pretty sure I had no idea. As the funeral procession made its way through the grounds of Windsor Castle, Princess Anne's son and eldest grandchild of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip walked between Prince William and Prince Harry, but just slightly behind them, so that they were almost walking together. How sweet. It brings a tear to the eye. I wonder if he knew that just by walking a little bit slow, he was going to end up the unsung hero of the day. For many royal watchers and news outlets, this moment seemed to reflect the underlying tensions within the family, especially following Harry and Meghan's departure from the royal family in 2020. Rather than allowing the brothers to walk side by side, which might have drawn focus away from the funeral and towards speculation about their relationship, the royal household opted for a neutral buffer. Okay, but you just said he wasn't a buffer because he was walking slightly behind. Make up your mind. I mean, it seems well, the whole thing is silly, and we all know that, but okay. Peter Phillips is known for his low profile despite his royal lineage, which could arguably be the perfect figure for such a role. Royal observers noted that the lack of direct interaction between the brothers during the procession, but they later appeared to speak briefly after the service, walking together with Kate, the Princess of Wales. The service was a ceremonial royal funeral, not a state funeral, and was broadcast live on television and radio. Due to the pandemic, the guest list was limited to around 30 family members and friends. Well, gee, talk about bringing up the really depressing parts, right? Prince Philip's coffin was carried by a custom Land Rover as he had wished, and his riding cap and gloves were placed on the carriage. The funeral procession also included wider members of the royal family, including his 4 children, the then Prince Charles, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew, and Prince Edward. On Saturday, April 17th, the coffin emerged from the state entrance of Windsor Castle into the quadrangle. It was followed by members of the royal family who walked in the procession. All those in the quadrangle gave the coffin a royal salute before the coffin was placed onto the Land Rover. Minute guns were fired, and during the service, a small choir of 4 sang pieces of music chosen by the Duke of Edinburgh. Okay, that's great, but what does that have to do with, Peter Phillips standing a step behind? Why did William and Harry need to be walking together? I mean, the whole thing. Like I said, I had a bunch of ridiculous articles, and a lot of them, although this one, I understand they just wanted a reason to talk about Prince Philip's funeral, but why not just remember Prince Philip? Why bring William and Harry into it? Or Peter Phillips? Or if you're going to bring Peter Phillips into it, just talk about him, how he's the oldest grandson. And look there he was, walking in the middle. It's kind of silly to me. I understand what they're trying to do, I just don't understand their method. Now, the last thing that I have for you today, yes, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry go on a secret holiday. But isn't it amazing that the secret holiday, they tell the world about it? So how secret is it? Oh, it's secret because we don't actually get any pictures of it. And that's because they're not actually together, and then everyone would wonder where the kids are, and there are no kids. So, in my opinion, allegedly, do your own research and form your own conclusions. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry go on secret holiday to celebrate the Duchess's new business. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have whisked their children off on a holiday. How many? Really, down in the comments, please let me know. Anybody who believes this story, I need you to leave a comment so you can tell me where you think that they went. Tell me anything you believe about this story, because I can't imagine that there is anybody on the planet that believes this. I mean, really, if you think about it, Harry has been, in just the last week, to the UK, the Ukraine, California, and now he's on vacation somewhere else. Again, he's got to be on one hell of a visa in order to be able to come and go that freely. But where'd they go? Where did they go? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have taken their children on holiday to celebrate the launch of the Duchess of Sussex's new business ventures, which is really all this is, which is an advertisement. And it's also her saying, you see, I care so little about these businesses that, I'm going to launch them and run. Because I know that they're just so perfect the way they are that I can go away and I don't have to be there to make sure that the podcast goes well, to deal with the orders that didn't go out. No, none of that. That's minutia. I'm going to go on vacation. But I'm a founder. God, this woman is a piece of work. The family of four went on a sun-soaked getaway to mark Meghan's new projects, which include her Netflix show, podcast, and products under her As Ever brand, People Magazine reports. And I love the fact that this is People Magazine reporting this, because all those people that said yesterday or a couple days ago, that Charles is really not speaking to Harry, and it was reported by People Magazine. Well, yeah, these people, this People Magazine, the same one that is now telling us this farcical story about Meghan's vacation. And you believe them. It comes as the Duke of Sussex told the publication that he's incredibly proud of his wife. Oh, of course he is. Harry said, I am so happy for my wife and fully support absolutely everything she's done and continues to do. I'm incredibly proud, and I am going to say something that is so incredibly vague, no one can ever pin me down on it. I really hope that people are laughing along with me on this, because honestly, people, we have to laugh at this. If we don't, we're just going to go nuts. In March, Meghan launched her lifestyle series With Love Meghan, which was shortly followed by her new lifestyle brand As Ever, which saw fans quickly snap up the products on sale. Her raspberry spread, crepe mix, edible flowers, and honey were sold out within an hour of the website going live. Oh, because she is just so amazing. And even though I've kind of stopped showing you the articles and just showing you pictures instead, I had to share this because this is just too delicious. But that is not all the Duchess has been up to, as last week she launched her new podcast, Confessions of a Female Downder, with Limonada Media. Episodes drop every Tuesday, and this is a serious article. Like, it's not mocking her. That's a serious typo. And can you even imagine how furious she is over this? Meghan also continues to frequently post on her Instagram page, Meghan, giving updates on home life in Montecito. Apparently, that is now part of a job that she needs to go on vacation after. So, how many of you have done daily posts on Instagram, and you now need a vacation? I think the whole freaking world needs to be on vacation at this point, don't you think? The couple's mythical children, Archie and Lily, have featured in several posts, though their faces are usually hidden from the camera to safeguard the fact that they aren't ever the same children more than once. And the kids that she's using this month, don't look anything like their kids should look. Not like the pictures before. Oh. Sorry, I guess that was my just addition. An insider told People that the youngsters are the center of their happy bubble at home. Yes, it says that. They said the kids are adorable. They're incredibly smart, articulate, and fun. Because that's how all parents talk about their kids, right? That they are a part of their happy bubble and that the kids are just cute. Cute, cute, cute. Someone put in my comments the other day that they were going through some struggles and that they preferred to come here and kind of get a laugh. Well, this video is for you because I know personally I laughed my way through it. And hopefully it will cheer you up a little bit and make your struggles a little bit easier to handle. But I just wanted to share for you, and I do want to, let me know. Do you see Samantha having this, Steph do that little video? Do you think that that's a desperate cry for attention? And, she needed to fill the space. She needed to fill the time now that, Megan's on vacation after all. And the furor is dying down over all her new releases. So Samantha's got to swoop in. And unfortunately for Samantha, Dan seems to be on vacation. Or do you think that there's kind of a bit of a distance growing between Dan Wooten and Lady C and the Markle clan? I'm dying to hear what you think. So please do leave your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day filled with love, laughter, and of course, dancing.
Dancing in the rain.